Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Saggy, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, they are general readings. Remember, not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that's just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So before we start, your key to the week is the Devil card, right? And in a lot of ways, this could, honestly, this week, my dear Saggies, you might be getting in your own way, right? So it's important to observe everything that is happening. Maybe look at the things that aren't happening the way that you would want. Is there somewhere that you maybe need to overhaul something? Is there somewhere that maybe you need to loosen the reins, either on yourself or something else in your life? The thing with the Devil card, as a key to the week, it's kind of saying that there's things that need to be adjusted, right? And some of your choices have now become patterns, and you need to observe what those patterns are. Your foundation card is the King of Pentacles. A Capricorn male may very well feature for you this week. Doesn't have to be, can be, a Capricorn person. I'll just put it that way. But for me personally, when I see these two together, that's a Capricorn male. This is somebody that may be able to help you, but it could just as easily be somebody that presses the right buttons to get a certain rise out of you. And I will say, if that is the case, this week you're going to have to really think about the way that you act in response to the way that somebody treats you. That's not giving them a free pass, right? Don't mistake what I'm talking about there for apathy or passivity, right? It doesn't give someone a free pass to treat you a certain way. What I'm getting at here is this week you may be in a situation or put in a situation by somebody else where you have to think about the way that you're responding, because the way that you are responding is actually damaging to you. All right, this is something that you might need to be aware of this week. Now, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options this week, you have the Hierophant card. All right, there's a few things that I'm going to talk about here. I may lose some subscribers, but I think I can go there with you guys. You like honesty. If you live in an area where fundamentalist religion and or practices are damaging to you and the people that you love and care about, it is your birthright and heritage to not accept those. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings, Optimus Prime. And as far as I'm concerned, with this combination of cards, this week you could come up against something that is either bigger than you or has a broader reach. That doesn't necessarily, and when I say, fundamentalist religion, I'm not talking just about religion anymore, not in this age, not in this new world that we're supposedly in. I could be talking about a corporation, I could be talking about an entire sector of the world, i.e. The medical sector, i.e. the local authority that you live round by or are surrounded by. This week you could come up against more than red tape. You might come up against a hard no or a wall of some sort that is presented to you by a bigger institution or organization or establishment. And it is up to you to dismantle that in some way, shape or form. And if anybody can do it, it would be a Saggy. Everyone talks about Scorpio having all the strength and all the rest of it. And it's true, they're very, very powerful. But I don't know, for me, I think when I think about, putting foot to butt and really getting stuff done out in the world for the people, yes, Aquarius to drive it home and the idea and stuff, but for me it would probably be you guys actually. So very, very interesting that this comes up. The fact that you have the Hierophant card here in your actions and options, and you've got this, and I talked about this, where are you getting in your own way? Where is it that maybe some of your where is it that maybe some of your experiences that have shaped and honed you, have you seeing through a lens that is a little bit narrow or a little bit, yeah. Okay, your communications and conversations, you have the Hierophant card. This is a lot of earth, right? This is a lot of earth. My dear Saggies, this week might be a week where you feel stifled in some way. Why do I say this? You are a mutable fire sign, right? Fire moves, it breathes, it's capricious. This is a lot of earth, right? I mean, this is the earth trifecta. The Devil card, Capricorn, the Hierophant card, also the Taurus, even, the Hermit card, Virgo. Right, you've got literally the earth trifecta. That's a lot of earth, which when you put a lot of earth on fire, what happens is you smother it, right? And this week, if you feel like that, this may be why. All right, you're coming up against things that are immovable in some way, shape or form for now. All right, it's up to you to find a way to dismantle something. I'm just the mouthpiece, don't shoot the messenger. The Hermit card in your communications and conversations this week, maybe considering where you, sometimes the best service we can do is to say nothing, to stay silent. Now, that being said, there is clearly some battle that you are having to fight this week. But it may be a case of having to choose your battles. That's one thing. Because it is the Hermit card as well, this might be a time where you're having to stay silent at a time where you want to speak so that you can have a bigger moment and a bigger audience to speak later. There really is this sense this week that you're having to choose your battles wisely. I'm intrigued by this and also a little saddened to see that you might be a little bit hemmed in. All right, when it comes to your those of you that work for somebody else, quite frankly, those elders, you know, people that are part of the furniture in places that you've worked, people that have been with the company for so many years, and so, oh, fuck off. It's not a bad thing. It's just very often those people get special preferential treatment and they act in a certain way without having a title or having really earned it. It's just that they've been there for so long. That's quite unfair. This week you might come up against something like that. So, and again, be cautious because I kind of get the feeling that no one's going to take your side on this. When it comes to your business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, this would be a truly good time to really figure out how you can emancipate yourself from a or the system. I will say no more on that. When it comes to your those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, this week it's time for you to maintain your health and your body. You have to look after you more than anything else. When it comes to your love and relations, you have the Lovers card. So there's a lot of major card energy here, right? It's been a really powerful week for this, so I wonder what's going to happen, what's going to take place or happen this week. For those of you that are single and looking, this could be a week where you find someone that you are drawn to. With this amount of earth, though, they are going to be very different from you, to the point where maybe they challenge you or make you feel uncomfortable in some way. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because sometimes it's about growth, right? But if you're constantly clashing, you have to eventually ask the question of, is this actually just because we really aren't compatible? For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term relationships, this bodes very well. You'll find the peace or the sanctuary that you need in your relationship. But one thing is really evident here. With this amount of earth, if you don't like where the ship is going, you have to say so. And you'll have an opportunity this week. And it's really important that you, one, ask about the change of direction if you need one in your partnership or your relationship. And two, that you don't want to change direction just because your preconceived understandings or notions tell you that the destination is bad for us. All right. For your money and materials, you have the Knight of Wands. Finally, some fire. And luckily enough, this card for me has a very Sagittarian energy anyway, in my personal understanding of it, which tells me whatever you are saving towards, it looks like you're making really good progress. This week, you might even come into the realization that you've actually come further than you had expected to at this moment in time. For some of you, it looks like you're gearing up for a move that I'm sorry to say probably won't happen until either early next year or I want to say later in the year. But certainly by the time we get to February, those things could be well underway. Certainly proceedings could be well underway. When it comes to your health and vitality, I love this card for this because it gives you that energy and that passion, that fight, that vigor. You've got some of your mojo back, but not all of it, because obviously, like I said, this is a lot of earth. Just, you know, look after yourself this week, Saggy. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week as best as you possibly can. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up if it's not too personal. I wish you all of the best. Take care, and I'll see you soon.